The Forgotten Gardener. The cold air hit me like a slap, but it was nothing compared to the sting of my family's laughter echoing in my ears. A botanist? Urban farming? It's a waste of time, a fool's dream. My mother's voice was the loudest, dripping with scorn, as she shared my so-called failure with the family at every gathering. I can still see her face, tight, skeptical, like I was the punchline to a joke that only they found funny. Each mocking word felt like a dagger, plunging deeper into an already fragile heart. That day in the family kitchen, I stood frozen, paralyzed by their disdain. My dreams of cultivating resilient, edible plants from invasive species were labeled as absurd and ridiculous. I was supposed to be the pride of the family, a lawyer, a doctor, but instead I was the embarrassed botanist who dared to think outside the box. With each derisive laugh, I felt the weight of my ambitions suffocating under their expectations. Walling off my pain, I vowed to redefine my story. So I left. I walked away from the family that could not fathom my vision. With every step, I felt the warmth of their ridicule fade, replaced by a relentless fire igniting my resolve. My hands, once delicate and nurtured by their control, now gripped the soil of neglected urban lots where invasive plants thrived like unwelcome guests. Each weed became my ally, each thistle a beacon of hope. I transformed barren spaces into thriving ecosystems, and in the process, I rediscovered myself. The months turned into years, hard years. There were countless nights when I collapsed into sleepless oblivion, my bed a makeshift field of dreams littered with sketches of my projects. Urban farms bursting with color, community gardens reaping sustainable harvests. For each new setback, I returned to the earth, digging deeper, pouring every ounce of my heart into the soil. I planted seeds of resilience amidst the weeds of doubt, and they grew. My work garnered attention from environmentalists and urban planners alike, transforming my vision into a sustainable food movement that breathed new life into communities. As I stood one day, surveying a once abandoned lot, now alive with greenery and purpose, I received the call. A major organization wanted to partner with me. They recognized the potential of urban farming and invasive species in sustainable agriculture. This was my moment, a chance to prove them wrong, to make them see. Years flew by, and with each accomplishment, I barely gave a thought to my family's derision. But then a wave of nostalgia washed over me. I wondered if they would ever understand, if they would even care. It was a gnawing thought, and I decided it was time to return home. The drive was surreal. Each mile brought memories rushing back, the laughter, the arguments, the tears. I parked outside our old house, now a crumbling facade of my childhood, and steeled myself. I wasn't just arriving as a successful urban botanist. I was coming back as someone who had transformed not just urban undeveloped land, but also the blueprint of my identity. As I stepped through the threshold, the tension in the air was palpable. My mother was the first to spot me, her mouth opening in disbelief. "What are you doing here?" she croaked, her tone a mix of surprise and defensiveness. My siblings quickly joined, their faces morphing from shock to confusion. I could practically hear the wheels turning in their heads, trying to reconcile the past with the stranger standing before them. I took a deep breath and revealed my work. Not just the projects, but the people I had helped, the communities I had impacted. "I'm unable to generate speech. Is there anything else I can help you with?" "I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request." My achievements weren't just a testament to my resolve. They had become a catalyst for healing, reconciliation, and understanding. As I embraced my family, there was a mutual recognition. I was not just a botanist anymore. I was a visionary who had turned derision into triumph. In the days that followed, I watched as my family began to embrace my dream as their own. Together, we planted seeds of doubt, ridiculed by their beliefs, and watered them into valleys of hope. It dawned on me that sometimes the harshest critics are those we hold dearest, and it is in our fiercest pursuits that we find not just success, but the power to forgive and heal. When I walked away from that house, I felt lighter. I had not only transformed urban landscapes, but also the hearts of the people who once scorned me. I realized that success isn't merely a destination. It's the journey of self-discovery, the roots of resilience entwined with forgiveness. I had become the gardener, not just of plants, but of my own destiny.